I need to say two things. One, anyone who says that movies, TV, and video games don't have an influence on kids' behavior is lying. And two, I have behavioral issues. What sort of behavioral issues? Well, the kind where I act like a dinosaur. How are these two things related? Well, when I was a kid, I watched a ton of stuff about dinosaurs. I'm talking Land Before Time, and a Discovery Channel show about them, and of course Jurassic Park. And let me tell you, that's exactly why I acted like a dinosaur. And exactly why I got in trouble for it over and over. So when I was about 3 years old, I saw a movie called The Land Before Time. Classic children's movie about dinosaurs that both made you think about the wonders of the prehistoric Earth and traumatized you for life by confronting mortality in the form of Littlefoot's mother dying. Yikes. Anyway, the effect it had on me was that I decided pterodactyls were the coolest dinosaur because they could fly. I also decided that if I held my arms in my best imitation of a pterodactyl's wings and jumped up as high as I could, maybe I could fly too. Yes, I know pterodactyls aren't dinosaurs, they're related but different. I also know that no, people can't fly no matter how high they jump and how fast they flap their arms. But hey, 3-year-old logic, you know? So you're probably thinking, oh, I bet you climbed up on top of something and jumped off thinking you could fly and broke a bone or busted your face. Nope, something much weirder came about as a result of my pterodactyl phase. Anyway, there's some sort of very rare developmental disorder that a kid can have, and I guess one of the signs of it is holding their arms pretty much the same way I was when I was imitating a pterodactyl. This is what was reported by my preschool teachers, and no matter how many times my mom talked about how at home Land Before Time was basically on a loop, there was no convincing my teachers of any other possibility other than severe developmental issues, so off to get tested I went. First grade, though, that's when, just like Hollywood before me, I took the dinosaur stuff to the next level. So I've mentioned before that I went to Catholic school growing up. One of the yearly traditions at Catholic school was Christmas Eve Mass. At one point during the Mass, all the kids go up on stage and the priest reads a Christmas story to the kids. I wasn't so much interested in this Christmas story. I was very much interested in being a Dilophosaurus. You know, the one from Jurassic Park that has those frills and spits poison. Yeah, I know it's not scientifically accurate, whatever, I love those movies. I decided that all the Christmas trees and the crazy amount of poinsettias up on the stage made the church into a jungle, the perfect hunting ground for a Dilophosaurus. I'm up there in the front of the church with all the other kids, and in everyone else's head, it's a sweet Christmas moment and a good photo op. But in my head, the hunt is on. I turn around to the kid behind me and start making dinosaur noises and faces at him. At first, he's just kind of like, that's weird, but by the third time, he's gotten kind of weirded out by it, and so he moves over a bit. That's not going to stop me, though, so I follow him and keep making dinosaur noises and faces at him. And at this point, he starts to freak out. Parents start to notice, and according to my parents, they start to slouch into their seats, hoping no one will notice the family resemblance between them and me. Eventually, the kid tries hiding from me by going on the other side of the altar. Guess this kid hasn't seen the movie, though, because just when you think you're safe, that's exactly when Dilophosaurus gets you. All in all, I'd say perfect reenactment of a great movie scene. I also don't think I've ever seen my parents get up and leave a place quite as fast as they did at the end of Mass that night. So, I guess not every parent at my school had heard about my dinosaur based issues by the time I hit second grade. But another was going to learn about them, alright? So, my parents were kind of protective and didn't really believe in leaving us home alone till I was in at least the 5th or 6th grade. That meant every summer we would have a babysitter. This particular summer, my mom had talked to this lady who was basically running a daycare out of her house for babies. Somehow, my mom had talked this lady into watching me and my sister, who were much older, So it was kind of weird being there, but whatever. It had a pool that I could stand up in, so that was really cool because I couldn't swim, but I still wanted to go in the pool. Of course, it's time for a new dinosaur. Something much bigger. Spinosaurus aegypticus. This was the perfect dinosaur to pretend to be in the pool. And this was before either Jurassic Park 3 or any of the scientific papers that said that this one probably went in the water had come out. So, boom, vindication, I think. Anyway, if being Spinosaurus in the pool in my babysitter's backyard was great, the only thing better was being one in the basement of her house. And of course, no Spinosaurus would be caught dead without a fearsome roar. Unfortunately, a fearsome Spinosaurus roar was just the thing to make all five of the infants that the lady was watching upstairs wake up and start crying. I was kind of oblivious to this fact because no matter how many times I was told to stop, I would only stop for about 10 minutes before it was dinosaur time again. Yeah, at the end of the week, my mom was told that this babysitting situation wasn't working out, and we were asked not to come back, leaving my mom to try and get any local teenagers she could to watch us. I guess you could say that just like the Jurassic Park movies, my amazing dinosaur special effects made their mark on the world of the 90s, and could never be remade with computer animation. Wait, what?